is up, everybody? So in today's video we have gotten our alt account, a bacon hair account, to #1 on leaderboards. So look at that. My dad Puka, level 1.82 mil, strength 428.16 true. This is very nice. I think this just proves that having bacon hair makes you 100% better at games. And I'm gonna do a strength showcase real quick. This is with demon, because this is what I've been using the macro. We do 4.9 trillion with the arm move, 3 trillion with every projectile here, and the meteors do 2.1 trillion. Alright, so now on to the next part of the video, which is going to be the macro tutorial. So you're going to want demon for macroing Choid. You could use Thor, but it's way less consistent and it's also slower. So I would just recommend using demon. If you can't use demon, well, it's going to just be way harder, and I won't be going over how to do it with Thor in this video, even though it's a similar method, it's just slower. Alright, so now on to the macroing. So what you're gonna want to do is just, I'm gonna erase it real quick. Wherever you're just gonna wanna like go into a game and just where you spawn in, you just stay there. Alright, so to macro I use Tiny Task. You can use other macro quarters. Tiny Task is what I use, and also link Tiny Task in the description below so you guys can use that. Now let me go over the 3 basic rules of Tiny Task. When you're using Tiny Task on Roblox, you can't use right click to turn your camera, it won't work. And on this portal screen, you have to use left click and drag, because if you use scroll wheel it just doesn't work. And you also can't use shift lock to turn, but luckily for this, we won't have to turn at all for this macro. Alright, so what you want to do is you're just going to want to click record on Tiny Task. I just have Tiny Task on my second screen here, so you guys can actually see that. But what I'm going to do is I click record, then click on portal, then click on void. Just walk to the portal, you grab the void quest. And now here's where things go a little bit differently than you would think. You're going to want to teleport again. You go into portal, you scroll up to Fenstrom 2. And from here, you're going to want to fly to void. And once you hit the void, you just use your E move to kill void, and then you fly on through to the portal, and once you're in this room, you use Demon's R move to one-shot Choid. But you need to have a lot of strength to do this. You need to have 70 trillion strength, and that's if you have the very cool hat relic. If you don't have the very cool hat relic, then you have to have 80 trillion strength. So there's a pretty hefty requirement, but it's well worth. And you can probably get to 70 trillion strength in a day or two if you have max rebirth. So yeah, I mean, you're not gonna be macroing anyways unless you have max rebirth. So max rebirth, 70 trillion strength, and then that's when you'll start macroing. Alright, and then after you would kill Choid, you would just exit out and then click join on a new server. And then once you join a new server, I usually like to leave a few seconds of wait time just to like account for varying load times. So you just wait like 3 or 4 seconds. 3 is fine. Once you're in a server, and then click stop on your recording. And I can show you the macro I'm using currently. Here, I'll just replay this and you can see how it goes. So again, it just grabs the quest from void, and then it will TP to Fenstrom once the cooldown is done. The thing is, Tiny Task isn't the most accurate, so it may take you a lot of tries to actually get one to work. Okay. Yeah, let me reset real quick. Yeah, let me just turn into real quick because we hit one of those orbs because we were in the server for too long. But normally that won't happen, obviously, because your macro is gonna start 3 seconds after you're in a server, or like right when you're in a server. So that's not something that would occur normally. That just happened because I sat there for a while before I started the macro. And I just have my macro on continuous playback. This macro only took me a few tries to make, but my first macro for Void and Choid, doing this, it took a lot of tries, just because I really had to account for tiny tasks being inaccurate. So it took like an hour or two to actually get one to work. So it may take a while, you just have to bear with it and be patient, and eventually you should be able to get one to work. You just have to experiment with it. Let's say you're flying too far to the left or too far to the right. When you actually play your macro, you'll have to account for that in your next macro. The good thing is you don't have to turn it off for this macro, which is a problem I know some of you guys have been having. Your macro to overturn or underturn, so then you wouldn't get to the boss. But this doesn't have that problem. The only problem is really just time test being a little bit inaccurate, so you'll have to do quite a bit of tries to get one to work. But as you can see here, once you get it to work, it's very OP. It just keeps hopping servers and keeps grinding Void and Choid. And this is what I've been doing since I hit 70 trillion strength. So it's very OP. I mean, just look at my stats. I'm level 1.8 mil. I have 430 trill strength almost. It's just very powerful. And I'm going to try to make a macro that you guys can just download and use. The thing is, I know we don't all have the same load time, so I'll make it like quite a bit slower than mine, just because I do know that I do know that my load times are quite fast compared to the average load times. So like my macro right here is 40 seconds long, so when I have one for you guys to download, I'll make it, let's say, 45 to 50 seconds long, and it should be able to work for you guys. And I could also leave one under that's like 42 seconds long or just 40 seconds long like mine, in case I can't speak right now. In case some of you guys do have faster load times. And as you can see here, sometimes the macro will mess up, but that's not really a problem. And if you really want it to be 100% of the time working, you can just keep making more and more. That's what I've been doing. Every like couple hours, I just try to make a better one. And I've just been getting better at making the macros, and every single time, I've just kind of been making a better and better one, and quicker each time as well. Alright, so that's going to be it for the video. Again, I'll try to leave a download link for one of my macros, and also leave a download for Tiny Task. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you join the Discord in the description below. And peace. Have a good one.